All right, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to another session of Amazon Live webinar. Just making sure if you can hear me. I see that I can hear myself from the mic here. Now, in the interest of time, we will start right now. So, good afternoon to everyone. Welcome to another session of Amazon Live webinar. And today we're going to talk about how you can build your brand with Amazon and what are the tools available. And today I'm very happy again to have Hui Qi, our ads manager, to walk us through on some of the tools available that can help you build your brand with Amazon. And again, my name is Xu Liang, so I will start right now. So the video today will be recorded, so don't worry about any, if you miss out anything, there will be recording at our official YouTube playlist that you can rewatch it. And any questions, do feel free to put it at the Q&A box. Hui Qi and I will be here to address your question before we end the webinar. And again, if you are watching this recording a couple of weeks down the road, do make sure that you always check back to the latest video, or you can go to Seller University or Seller Central Help to get the most updated information, especially for content such as policy update, etc. All right, some important notice. Now here's the agenda. I'll quickly run through the branding roadmap overview that I wanted to share. You can see there's a huge comprehensive branding roadmap that we have here. So Amazon Global Selling is committed to promoting the development of the export cross-border e-commerce industry to help Southeast Asian brand owners like ourselves to expand overseas. So our branding roadmap actually breaks down the different brand building into 5 key sections to help you understand Amazon marketing and branding tools, and to share with you how you can actually leverage some of these tools to help you build up your brand on Amazon and how you can use them. So first thing to cover regarding what is important for you to develop your brand strategy. So there are 4 parts that I'm going to share over here. Firstly, on customer insights. So we have a tool called the Brand Analytics that allows you to run certain reports to give you better insights regarding your brand. I'll go through some of the reports later as well. And then in terms of customer insight, you can also get certain information regarding pricing. And this also helps you make your decision regarding your product lines, and also some other information like repeat purchases, or you can even do market basket analysis. So last but not least, the other part that can help you plan your advertising strategy as well, based on the reports that you get to use on the brand analytics tools. So for those with the Seller Central account, which I hope all of you have, this is where you can get to brand analytics. Under Seller Central, you go to brands, you can see the option for brand analytics. So the key purpose of the tool that can help you is to gain insights into your customer search and purchase behavior, and to help you complete the purchase journey strategy that you might have. To access this, right, for sellers who are registered as a brand owner under Amazon Brand Registry, you will be able to unlock this tool. So the first report I want to share is the Amazon Search Terms report. So using this report, you can understand your customer needs and your competition, so you can accurately select products and also attract more customers to your product listing. This helps you to capitalize any business opportunity or even predict some market trends, and you can adjust your operations and strategies accordingly in terms of the different search terms. Now, another report that you get out is the item comparison and alternate purchase behavior report. So this data will help you understand your competition by seeing which similar product are being compared and purchased as the customer reaches their decisions. So this data also help you develop a sponsored product placement strategy, etc. And you can consider your product expansion direction and variation performance if you have different variations. So this helps you give you more insights about your high potential ASIN and to give them the attention that they deserve. So the third report you can get is market basket analysis. So you can use this information to identify any bundling or cross-marketing opportunity, so to help increase the order size. Now, the fourth one is regarding repeat purchase behavior report. So this is to help you drive repeat purchases of your products. Right, the last report is the demographic profiles kind of report. So with this information, you will be able to assess, the need for your targeted audience based on several campaigns that you might run, and it will help you design or decide your advertising materials or promotional blurbs or delivery channel, etc. Right, the next topic I want to cover is regarding developing your brand image. So for these, there are actually three parts to developing a brand image. First one is your image appearance. So with A+ content, it will help you to communicate your brand story and your product details to your target customers and reinforce their customer loyalty to your brand. And the next is regarding high traffic promotions. By using certain features such as the store, you can reach a lot of potential customer and have the opportunity to also advertise to Prime members across Amazon.com. All right, lastly, you can also use advertising for exposure. You can display your brand image to the target audience in a good prime location with sponsored brands and sponsored display. All right, to share quickly, what is A+ content, right? So using this feature, you can display pictures of your product in a variety of scenario, combined with images and text to tell your unique brand story. These help your customer better understand your product, enhance the publicity, and also improve conversions. Similarly, if you are registered under the Amazon brand registry, you'll be able to unlock this feature to create A+ content for your listing. So here is the example of how it looks like if you enable and create your own A+ content. Right, you'll get different section in your listing, like an image header with text, or standard 4 images, etc. Over here, you can see. And then with the A+ brand story that you can add on this module, you'll be able to have an additional listing layout in your listing. So to share some of the consideration when you're planning your A+ content, you can take a look. Think about your corporate mission, your brand positioning, what is your target audience, and also your selling point. Right, I won't go through each point. You can take a good look over here. And then there are some suggestions as well we think might be useful to help you optimize your A+ content using some of the points here, the do's and don'ts regarding the length, considering your content, your structure, and also some final touches that you can consider. All right, so there's a part regarding the Amazon stores. So I think later on, Hui Qi will also go into some of these section regarding stores as well. So you can take a quick read on this. So basically, it's like you're having your own website on Amazon.com where you can showcase just your products on your store page. You increase your exposure as well, and also some other feature like follow button, etc. And the post feature, which later on Hui Qi will go through in more detail as well. All right, so this is the part where we go a little bit more into the brand building tools that was mentioned earlier on. And then here is where I will invite Hui Qi to share with us on the following topics. Let me pass the control over to Hui Qi right now. Just give me a few moments.
Okay, thank you everyone, and thank you Jin Liang for setting the tone for today's webinar. So just wanted to share, especially for today, what the some of the free organic tools that sellers and advertisers can leverage when it comes to building your brand. So if you really tune in to our previous webinars, we've previously covered sponsored products, sponsored brands, sponsored display. In particular, sponsored brand and display are great paid tools to drive brand building. However, they are paid advertising tools for our advertisers here. So today I will touch on a bit more of the free tools that you can leverage as a potential advertiser as well as a seller. So going straight into it, like why create a brand? I think there are a lot of sellers who are considering between being a brand owner versus a reseller. I think a very key statistic I would like to call out is that almost 3/4 of Amazon customers use Amazon to really explore new products or brands. And the advantage of actually really launching your own brand and having a trademark brand is that it can be quickly remembered, repurchased by customers. And definitely within Amazon, brand owners can also get more, get more orders from them. And you can actually take the opportunity to deepen your customer awareness of your brand and products. And essentially, there are 3 key points essentially when it comes to building a brand on Amazon. So it actually gives you more tools to really showcase the characteristics and highlight the core competitiveness of the brands. So when you really look at the difference between advertising for resellers versus brand owners, resellers will only be limited to sponsored products, which we still see customers having good sales from that. However, the advantage of becoming a brand owner and getting yourself set up on brand registry is that you might be able to leverage greater tools such as stores, such as posts, as well as definitely sponsored brands and sponsored display, essentially to create a full brand story, defend your brand, and also create opportunities to tell your brand story to customers. And essentially, we feel that this will generate a higher level of sales for your business. And being able to touch on certain products like sponsored display also allows you to retarget for your brand and encourage repeat purchases for your brand. So what you're doing is also really building customer loyalty over time and getting customers to repeat purchase your brand instead of constantly, competing on the price game as well. Number 3, becoming a brand owner also allows you to really, essentially prevent trademark infringement. There are tools within Amazon brand registry that will protect you against, any kind of product and trademark infringement. And we highly encourage sellers to take advantage of this, aspect of becoming an Amazon brand registered seller. So as you can see, there is a big difference between branded and unbranded products in the daily operations of Amazon, cross-border e-commerce. So as a brand owner, you'll be given access to more and richer product display formats. So you can essentially upload sponsored brand videos. We even have sponsored brand carousel now. Whereas for unbranded, as I mentioned, you're really only allowed to promote on sponsored products and your product detail page is displayed in plain text. Whereas for branded, you can take advantage of even, for example, A+ content and even premium A+ content. Secondly, more brand exposure, you're able to form like more purchase memory points so people can remember you from the brand visual storytelling that you're crafting online versus, for example, resellers who are reselling a product that is, slightly owned by another brand. And of course, number 3, it's easy for you to drive exposure and cross-sell your products within your brand. And of course, definitely you get thoughtful brand protection and you get exclusive brand selling tools and features. So for anyone considering, between whether or not to register for brand registry, you can screenshot this page as a reference when it comes to your consideration. And going straight into, ideas for building a brand. So how do you start building a brand from scratch? So generally, the overall idea of building a brand overseas is definitely, of course, you want to craft the overall idea of building a brand. And of course, certain strategic intents have to be set out clearly. Firstly, how are you going to accurately cut into brand positioning through your products? Thirdly, of course, we always highly recommend sellers to invest heavily on a visual guidebook what we call your personal brand guidelines and establish a signature visual system based on your brand positioning. So for example, if you're creating a gorgeous new skincare brand, it's essential to do research and to do competitive analysis in terms of all your competitors and to figure out a position for your brand in terms of how you're going to speak, look, and sell differently versus all the other competitors in the market. And then starting from sales, you want to build a brand in all directions. So this is where you can leverage tools such as sponsored products, sponsored brands, sponsored display. And then ideally, your goal should be to successfully establish your first internationally renowned brand, which is made pretty easy by selling on Amazon. So definitely, I think three kind of like ideas that I want to lay out for brand owners as a starting point is definitely, firstly, you want to bring upfront sales through your products and accumulate word of mouth. So what do you mean by accumulate word of mouth? For me, and as a recommendation to sellers, reviews are very important. So when it comes to setting up your brand, generating online word of mouth is something that is very important. And we definitely actually encourage sellers to think of a mechanism to slowly accumulate ratings and reviews on their Amazon page. And this will heavily impact generating more traffic and more sales and confidence and credibility in your brand. Secondly, definitely, we highly encourage sellers to use marketing tools to promote and adjust your products and brands in a timely manner. So definitely, you can definitely leverage, for example, sponsored products and sponsored brands to start building your brand like cues and establish brand awareness. This is where you always see me repeating something like, increase traffic, increase impressions if you're a new brand within Amazon, because what you want to secure is, new to brand awareness, and you want sellers who are actually already coming on Amazon looking for new brands to pay attention and to be aware of your brand story. And number three, I think the key thing about building a brand is also laying the groundwork to protect your brand, avoid infringement, and also any follow-up. So we will definitely encourage sellers to also do your research and also tune into any of our webinars or tune into our top seller meetups where we give tips in terms of how to protect your brands as well. So the preparation for building a brand is definitely, again, how to take the first step in brand positioning. So we highly encourage sellers to take on deep industry analysis, competitor brand analysis, your core proposition review before launching your new brand, definitely. So preparation is key before investing in ads. So definitely, competition analysis is highly important for our sellers, and we highly encourage you to, map out essentially a competitive analysis map in terms of your product quality, your product features, pricing, promotion, your levels of investment to target your target audience. So when your brand positioning is clearly defined, then you can set the right image for your brand in a more targeted manner. And what is brand image design? What does it do? Usually when customers buy a product, they usually have in their head an idea of an image design. So this is, for example, not necessarily you have to invest heavily, but I think small businesses or medium businesses in Singapore can play very smartly in terms of how to carve out a niche within a category. So we'll definitely take some example and case studies from some of the top sellers in Singapore. One example is a very famous matcha brand in Singapore. You will see that essentially, you will see that successful brands that are selling on Amazon globally, they actually invest heavily in their brand image to form certain cues to continuously to drive brand memory. So be it the logo, the brand name, or a brand slogan, consistent cues such as the name, logo, and slogan are driven consistently in all assets, your A+ content, your custom images, your sponsored brand videos, so that essentially what you're doing is building that memory structure of people constantly being exposed to your brand and eventually getting them to buy into your brand as well. And lastly, definitely when it comes to trademark registration, advertisers need to, of course, pay attention to brand packaging and to register a trademark. And you have to prepare such that your brand name has not been registered by others. And you need to register your trademark at the target place of sale first. So firstly, as always, we highly encourage sellers to do some research before finalizing your brand name, finalizing your logos. You want to conduct a trademark search to see if the trademark you're applying for has been registered, and then of course prepare the necessary documents required by each of your destination selling marketplace. And then of course to submit your registration to the trademark office according to each country. And definitely, of course, enter the announcement period when finished so that you get the necessary logos needed for your brands. So how to register as a brand owner? You can definitely go to the Amazon Brand Registry official website, click the login, and then of course sign in with your seller account. And then of course you want to submit the necessary information to complete your Amazon Brand Registry account. And lastly is to start registering a new brand after entering the Amazon Brand Registry. And then, of course, you want to provide information to apply for Amazon Brand Registry, provide your selling account information, provide distribution information, and then submit the information and wait for your results. So definitely, pause the video when it comes to the playback, and then ensure you take all these steps before you even start advertising, before you even start, creating your listings. We highly recommend you to, go through this initial work of registering as a brand owner so that your future selling experience on Amazon will be much more easier and smoother, and much more tools and kind of opportunities for you at your beck and call. So again, you can unlock the following tools. I won't go through step by step, but we highly encourage sellers to pause here, take a screenshot, in terms of all the different brand tools that you can leverage. Jin Liang touched on it earlier, but you can see that when you become a brand owner, you're given so much more opportunities and tools to leverage when it comes to brand strategy, brand image, brand growth, brand users, and brand protection. So this is what is at your on the menu for potential brand owners on Amazon. So I'll quickly touch on the search advertising tools unlocked after becoming a brand owner. So previously, the previous webinar that I did with Jin Liang, which you can find in our playlist, is that for brand owners, you are able to tap into sponsored brands and sponsored displays. So please tune into or rewatch that webinar in terms of introduction to sponsored brands. What are the different formats, and what are formats for sponsored display that you can use for your new product promotion. So definitely, I want to call out like some of our top sellers verbatims. The advantage of using Amazon solutions is really the opportunity to connect your brand to consumers who are interested in buying on Amazon and making like purchase decisions based on like the value that they seek. So previous sections, we covered sponsored products, which is the bread and butter. Even resellers can use sponsored products where you're promoting individual ASINs or listings that you've listed on Amazon. But after becoming a brand owner, you can actually take on rich creatives such as sponsored display, where you can upload custom images, you can upload your brand video to tell your story. And you can also use sponsored display, which is more of an awareness and traffic generation tools, where you will your custom images or your ads will be displayed even off Amazon on pages such as Pinterest, etc. So as I mentioned, we have a previous video and webinar covering this, so I won't touch on this today. And these are paid branding tools for our advertisers. So once you start bidding, start advertising, you are paying to tell and broadcast your brand story. But today we will talk about free stuff, which I know Singaporeans love free stuff, and everywhere, not just Singapore, total country love free stuff. So today, what can we do to play around with branded shopping experience tools? So what you want to do is to really accelerate your new product exposure through three things: stores, posts, and following. So the following tools you can really use for free to reach and engage consumers with some very carefully curated authentic content. So firstly, we'll touch on stores. So what are stores? Essentially, stores are an advertiser's storefront on Amazon. It is an exclusive front on Amazon where you can, as you see on the right hand side, an always on online shopping area for advertisers who have registered their brand with Amazon. This product is self-service, and you can create a multi-page shopping area that inspires your consumers. You can inform your consumer about your product, and you can help consumers discover what is your product selection if you sell more than one item. So currently, they're supported in all these marketplaces. And we'll take again verbatims from some of the top sellers overseas, right? The brand store is really the pride of your brand. It's where you bring to life your brand to your customers, and to showcase your brand authentically. It is the place where consumers can learn more about products and interact with your brands. And I also want to take a verbatim from a top seller in this year's Prime Day Ad Week in Singapore, which is Jason Tay. Something very interesting to note about the store is that it is 100% your brand's real estate. So it is the only page within Amazon where competitors are not allowed to advertise. So essentially, it's not a funnel or it's not a leaky bucket. It's actually completely protected arena for you to blast consumers with your brand story. Tell, like blast all your gorgeous, creative, custom images that you've created and invested in. Jason Tay has also provided, like certain kind of recommendations. There are brands that have even chosen to take the option of listing all your products, every single ASIN that you have, almost like a menu or product catalog on your brand store. That is a potential option that sellers can also take advantage. But the message is essentially, this is a free real estate for you to explore and go wild with your brand story. And we highly encourage sellers to use it. It's free and it's also self-service, so very easy, and definitely highly encourage sellers to try it. Definitely when it comes to the performance of your stores, this is an immersive space for you to introduce your story. If you are a very purpose-led mission type of a kind of a brand, it's also a great platform for you to kind of tell your mission and your products to your audiences. So 4 advantages. Number 1, it lets consumers discover your advertiser brand and products. So even if you run ads on TikTok, on Instagram, anywhere off Amazon, you can actually include your store as a landing page when it comes for your ads. So this helps, like brand owners get new to brand customers on Amazon. For example, if you're running an exciting influencer campaign off Amazon on Instagram or TikTok, you can actually get your influencers to link your landing page on Amazon when it comes to their ads. So that's how you generate online word of mouth while also generating traffic towards your stores. Secondly, you want to easily customize the brand store for your advertisers. So Amazon provides, pre-designed templates and drag and drop modules to your store that fits your brand and highlight your best-selling products without you having to go through the pain of, writing code, paying a freelancer to write the code for you. Number 3, it actually, again, as I mentioned, provides a shop chain URL exclusive to the brand owner. So consumers can be directed to the store through either in Amazon ads or off Amazon ads using Amazon URLs that are unique to you and easy to remember. And definitely the best thing about the store is that you can definitely track your advertising performance. So with the help of Amazon Attribution, which is a measurement tool, you'll be able to track which off Amazon, for example, campaign is working the best for you when it comes to generating traffic and generating clicks, for example, for people to view onto your stores. And you'll be able to track individual metrics such as sales, visits, page views, and traffic sources to help advertisers understand better how they are discovering your brand, and how you can best serve your consumers. So 6 things to know about stores. Firstly, it's self-service, very easy to create. You don't need to be designer, you don't need to code. I would say the only thing you need is beautiful visuals. Secondly, is to build brand value. Again, here you are given the creativity and freedom to showcase the look, style, and message of your brand to attract consumers. Number 3, you can promote selected products. So you can even choose to display your full catalog in one shoppable environment. Number 4, we have a very easy paid advertising tool, which is Sponsored Brands, that is integrated together with Store, which is Sponsored Brands Store Spotlight. So you can actually continue and, even incrementally boost exposure, boost traffic by using Sponsored Brands Store Spotlight to generate traffic towards your store, which, as I mentioned, it's a vacuum. It's your brand vacuum. There are no other competitors coming to eat into your real estate. Number 5, it can be carefully designed according to your needs. So definitely there is the free option for you to customize your store when it comes to adding videos, live images. You can even include widgets, for example, a top deals page, your best sellers, your new arrivals. You are able to A/B test essentially which tab, for example, is the most seductive for new to brand customers, for example. Do they look at deals first? Do they look at bestsellers to narrow down kind of like the shopping journey? So these are all things that we can learn from stores. And number 6, this touch on insights, right? Store insights. It provides detailed information in terms of the engagement, sales, and for you to refine the kind of like the key options of your stores. So I won't dive too deep into exactly how to create a store. I think Jin Liang has also quite a bit of webinars on this. But essentially, what you want to do is to create a homepage in the store. You'll sign into Amazon Seller Central and into the advertising platform. Then you want to go to stores on the left side of the tab to create the store. So you will need your brand name and a high quality brand logo. So when it comes to creating stores and anything when it comes to your brand storytelling, we highly recommend sellers to invest in very high resolution, high quality logos, images, so that it comes across as very credible and very high quality to potential new to brand customers. After completing this step, then you create a meta description for the page, for your first page. Here, this is where you can include, SEO tactics, again, to help you get better results when it comes to optimizing your stores. Then number 2, you want to create the advertising ready template. So you will need to choose a template based on the planned store design. You can either choose to guide your consumers to your entire selection. So that is where, essentially you're creating an online product catalog. Number 2, you can create awareness for a specific product or collection. Maybe you're launching a new ASIN, or you want to call out your hero or your rising star ASIN. Then the product highlights template allow you to promote specific products in the catalog, such as your best sellers, which is your hero products, or your newly launched products, to make it more visible to consumers. Number 3, you can even increase visibility and sales for individual products. So if you have advertising focusing on a holistic view of your product portfolio, then you can choose a product grid template. Or if you prefer, you can even create a store completely from scratch using a completely blank template and customize it to your liking as a seller. Number 3 is to create a store subpage. So the homepage is really just the beginning. You can add up to 3 levels of subpages to better tell your brand story. So you want to add page in the store builder and choose from the template options. So you want to decide firstly how to group or categorize your products. And for example, if you sell party supplies, then you want to group them according to theme, or you can even just group them according to each product category to create the best experience for your consumers. Secondly, you should not only sell your products, but you should definitely share more brand information. So how did your brand come about? What is your brand's background or origin story? You can use text modules or video modules to create pages that showcase your brand history, your mission, and any other information that you feel can build brand love from your consumers. And especially if a brand has a store or main product, it's helpful to create a subpage that describes its benefit and shows consumers how to use it. And and of course, the last kind of option for customizing your brand store is definitely, we know that there are key shopping moments in the year, for example, Prime Day, for example, Black Friday, Cyber Monday, and even the holiday season such as Christmas and gifting season. Here you can even create a page. We all know that coming up there is Prime big deals, and there's also Black Friday, Cyber Monday coming up, and of course the year-end kind of like holiday gifting season. Here you can create seasonal or limited edition kind of like pages, which you go live during such a specific seasonal holiday. And if you are creating a dedicated seasonal product for that occasion, such as a gifting set, then you can have a dedicated area to showcase your products to consumers at specific times and during these events. Number 4, then what you want to do is to select the content modules as well as the widgets that you want to bring your content to life. So using the module manager, you can add videos, images, text, other products to the store. So you can definitely take a look at the table here. So we have so many different modules that the sellers can customize. It's very easy and very intuitive. We highly encourage sellers to essentially kind of like take a look, play around with your store before going live. And definitely, I highly encourage sellers to do customer research. You should definitely be kind of forming a target audience in your mind. And if possible, you should be creating a small focus group with your target audiences to get feedback, to seek feedback in terms of what should be the ideal store layout and what makes the most sense for customers that have never been exposed to your brand before. So that's my recommendation to sellers. And definitely, take advantage of widgets such as featured promotions, recommended products, display widgets to help consumers narrow down their consideration when it comes to purchasing a product. And then number 5, review and publish your store. So we do have review guidelines online that we can find, and we will link in the webinar playback. So this is essentially the overview for Store Builder. So Amazon Store Builder, they will essentially show you the status bar, what is the current review status, and it will display any kind of relevant error messages. Number 2, there is the page manager. You can use it to add more, delete any kind of home pages, sub pages. Number 3, of course, there's the preview window when it shows you kind of a real-time view of your current page. And number 4 is your module manager. So you can add, for example, as I mentioned, the featured promotions, the bestseller type of modules onto the page. So we highly recommend sellers to try experiment with stores. It plays an important role in every stage of your full funnel marketing strategy when it comes to even just farming your initial impressions to getting people to consider more of your products. For example, this is where the featured promotions or your bestseller come in. So you want to get people to narrow down and finally make a decision. Amazon will have different brand building strategies when it comes to stores based on different business goals. So be it building awareness, improving your purchase intent, you want to just purely drive purchases. And number 4, is it to build brand loyalty? Stores can definitely help you achieve all 4 business goals when it comes to your need for it to do so. So touching on the business goals. So for example, when it comes to building brand awareness, your goal is really to engage with consumers who may not be familiar with your brand or category. Or if you're launching a new ASIN, you can create your store as a destination page for consumers to learn more about it. You can treat it as a step similar to an A+ content, right? Apart from creating A+ content on your product detail page for your new product, you can even dress up your store to really call out your new product as well. So the goal here is to create a really strong and a great brand experience at the top of the home page to really energize your brand, your product, provide high quality images and videos so that consumers can see the details at a glance. And I would call this like one level above, ramping up your A+ content. So some example of design contents you really want to pay attention to will be your titles. You can include an image with text module. With this widget, you can reflect, your brand values, increase awareness, add inspirational images to inspire consumers to learn more. Of course, you want to include videos or background videos to tell your brand story and enrich the content in the store. And number 4, of course, is the product module so that people can quickly add to cart if they choose to do so. And of course, the store is also a great way for you to drive purchase intent. So with product grid or modules, what you're doing is to help consumers narrow down the decision. So if you are already, you have already launched your brand, you have been driving traffic to your store, but you notice that perhaps consumers have not been adding to cart or sales are not yet picking up, maybe what our sellers can try is definitely to start helping consumers shape their decision kind of a bit better by providing product grids. So you might want to classify if you're a home appliance brand, instead of spamming everyone with different multitudes of home appliances, you might want to classify them according to different type of categories. It can be just purely the product category, or you can even choose lifestyle categories. For example, a new homeowner set of must-have appliances. Those are categories that you can also outline to help people make purchase decisions a bit easier and a bit less confusing. Of course, people are always on the lookout for promotions when they come onto Amazon. So you can also make things easier by calling out your featured promotions so that people, select your best deal, deal of the day, and lightning deals. Especially relevant coming up for the deal season, end of year deal season for Amazon. And one option is also in stock or available for purchase widgets, where you can really highlight up to 6 products in an image. And they can view key information, add to cart, or navigate to the product detail page. So you see that customers who follow stores, they spend more than twice as much time on the store versus customers who don't follow. So this is a great opportunity for you to lock in the customers and get them to consider what are like their future purchases. Of course, lastly is, as always, we want to drive loyalty and upgrade our sales. So again, some key great actions that we can do is to tailor the page to repeat customers by highlighting your top sellers. So if there are products that are top selling products, or they have a very regular kind of purchase cycle, for example, skincare, for example, if you're selling, for example, BB cushions and you're selling refills of the BB cushion, you're selling razors or you're selling razor refills, then definitely call out, certain product categories like that, refills or top sellers, to encourage, and remind consumers to continuously to repurchase your product. And you can definitely enroll in subscribe and save programs or any kind of featured promotions. And number 2, of course, as always, we highly encourage sellers to include a deal of the day or lightning deal or featured promotions widget, again, to encourage sellers to finally click buy now. So that is something that we highly recommend as a top action for our sellers building stores. And of course, how then do you actually increase traffic to your store? There are 4 ways to help stores generate traffic and engagement. So number 1 is definitely via sponsored brands. So this is a self-serve advertising solution. There are 3 kind of key formats, which product collection, store spotlight, as well as sponsored brand video. But I would like to definitely call out store spotlight if you really single-mindedly want to drive people to a brand new landing page. We highly recommend sellers to try sponsored brand store spotlight. Number 2, of course, there's the brand referral link that sellers can try as well when it comes to, essentially driving organic search traffic to your stores. Or you can actually, again, seed it according to your influencer, any kind of off Amazon type of link towards your store. Number 3, a bit repetitive, but definitely, we highly encourage sellers to do a holistic brand marketing strategy. So not just advertising only on Amazon. You should be marrying your off Amazon advertising tactics to your store spotlight, for example, to your store URL, so that you are essentially driving traffic and linking essentially your stores to your social media accounts, to your influencer activation, to any other paid and unpaid media channels. And you can actually claim a short URL for your store to simplify this operation. Number 4, definitely, is to use SEO to get search results outside of Amazon. So definitely use search engine optimization to drive traffic to your stores in several ways. So, again, use the URL of the store page. You want to indicate the URL and the page to crawl and index your stores. Secondly, stores with byline and the same brand name have, a canonical URL that includes the store page and page name, so that this provides, search bots with very clear relationship and hierarchy between the brand's page and related keywords. And number 3, store pages, they deep link consumers to the Amazon shopping app on iOS devices. So when a consumer clicks on a link to a store posted on a third-party page, they go directly to the store page on the Amazon shopping app if installed. So we highly recommend sellers to use a holistic brand strategy to drive traffic to your store. And of course, the easiest, as I mentioned, is definitely to let store become your landing page for your advertising campaigns. So you can choose to cross-sell, and you can, of course, choose to use sponsored advertising, or you can highlight certain product categories. So depending on your business needs, you want to tailor your campaigns and then put the final URL as your store. However, one best practice that we highly recommend to sellers is whatever you're advertising, for example, if you're running a YouTube ad or if you're running an Instagram ad, any specific product that you are driving, you should ensure that it's highly visible on your store when it goes to a landing page, so that consumers draw the link between what they're seeing on the ad and what they are considering in terms of purchasing when it comes to a landing page. Because personally, I find it nothing more annoying than seeing a lipstick ad, but when I click onto the URL, I don't see the lipstick anywhere. So this is something that we highly recommend sellers to, make the shopping decision really simple, easy to understand, and easy to shop as well. So of course, number two, some of the best practices is to create a great first screen experience. So the first page is always the first thing consumers see. So this is what I meant by, if you are advertising a certain product, that product has to appear right at the top of the page or within the first screen experience. Number two is definitely optimizing. So creating at least a simple, easy to understand structure with at least 3 subpages and clear navigation for your best-selling categories is an effective way to create a good impression. Number 3 is to create targeted advertising ideas. I think there are like different ways for you to tell your brand story, but the more relevant if the product is towards the store page, the more likely it is to reach customers who are actively searching for your brand or that specific product. Just use the same example. If I'm looking for a lipstick, I saw an ad to a lipstick, I will want to see a lipstick on the landing page. So this is something that we need to ensure and optimize as advertisers. Number 4 is definitely use different keyword strategies to create multiple campaigns. So you can definitely create separate campaigns for each keyword strategy. So you can start with a broader category keyword advertising strategy, where then you are directing it to, for example, a broad sub-page with all the products. Or you can create a very, very specific keyword strategy. For example, you're launching a new product, which is lipstick. Then your ad should show a lipstick, and you can link a final URL to the lipstick subpage to ensure that, essentially, you can test and learn which is generating more traffic, which is generating more orders, and you can reallocate your budget separately to each of these campaigns as well, all while using your store as, a very nuanced tool to target different kind of consumers looking for different products. So definitely, the Store Insights dashboard also allows you to really measure the performance of your store. So you will have access to a range of metrics that can help you understand the performance of the store. It can be visits, it can be browse, it can be sales, it can be sold items. Definitely encourage sellers to pause here to take a look at all the different metrics available on the Store Insights dashboard. And this is where you can A/B test to see what is working the best for you, depending on what are your priorities. Are you trying to drive more visitors first before you are driving orders? So this is where you can take actions to optimize your stores. So last kind of a tip is definitely, again, what is the source tag for your URL? I won't dwell too long on this. Sellers are free to pause here to learn more about, again, as I mentioned, how to create a source tag. So you are able to track essentially where are your traffics, where are your different metrics coming from attributed to this tag. So highly recommend sellers to really measure and improve the performance of your stores. So data from the dashboard, you'll be able to see essentially certain key metrics like number of visits, number of page views, sales and items sold. So essentially you can optimize again how the traffic is directed to which subpage and optimize your budget spend as well. So of course, there are some FAQs like who can use the store. Again, this is a brand owner. You kind of need to be registered on Amazon Brand Registry. You don't have to advertise on Amazon to create a store, but you have to be registered as a brand owner. How do you create a store? Use Store Builder. How much does it cost? It's free. And how can we measure the performance of our store using your Insights dashboard? You'll be able to access multiple different metrics. How do customers discover stores? As I mentioned, you need to employ different tactics, marketing tactics, both on Amazon as well as off Amazon, to drive traffic to your store. Will stores be displayed on mobile devices? Yes, it's mobile optimized. And can I use the store if I don't sell on Amazon? So no, you cannot use the store if you don't sell on Amazon. And how do I combine stores with other Amazon products? So we highly recommend you to essentially try sponsored display as well as sponsored brand spotlight to combine your stores with other Amazon advertising products. So I won't dwell too long for here. You can pause here. So these are tips given by some of the top China sellers in terms of some of the best practices, which I've already covered earlier in terms of how to create more traffic for your stores. Secondly, we'll go to posts. So what is a post? So essentially a post within Amazon is similar to an Instagram post or a Facebook post. Essentially it's a free tool to inspire engagement with your consumers through a selection of lifestyle images that people can scroll and stream on Amazon to support their shopping, to support purchase intent and brand consideration. So again, this is exclusive for brand owners who have completed Amazon brand registry. And as long as you are selling on Amazon, this feature can be used even though the app has not yet been launched. And definitely, if you're already a DSP user and you have an Amazon advertising platform account, you can start creating it immediately. Currently, posts only support advertisers that are selling to the US sites. But definitely, there are 4 main advantages. Number 1 is to make your brand stand out. Similar to any social media post, it allows you to post content that is going to highlight your brand story with very rich custom creatives that you have shared with Amazon audiences on social media. Number 2 is to display advertising performance in combination with important metrics. So again, you can track it similar to any Instagram ad. You can kind of measure the engagement, measure the views, measure the clicks and the click-through rate. Number 3, there is no extra charge to use and publish. See it as an organic Amazon social media tool. It is not promoted, but it is like a live shopping Instagram scrolling feed within Amazon. So there is no additional charge, and the frequency of posting is unlimited as well. Number 4, definitely it's here to cultivate, your consumer awareness and to inspire kind of like thinking, consideration of your brand. So these are lifestyle images that maybe you've already created for Instagram, you've already created for Facebook. Why not maximize the use of these lifestyle images that you've already created and upload it onto Amazon? Because we always have people scrolling on the Amazon app. They're always browsing, looking and shopping on the Amazon app. So why not recycle your images, put it to greater use and maximize the usage of all these lifestyle images that you've already invested in on Instagram and just upload it onto Amazon post. So highly encourage sellers to try this. Why use posts? Again, you're going to generate a lot of traffic for yourself. On the US shopping app, we see almost 14.4 billion visible impressions when at least 50% of the post is viewed continuously for 1 second on a device. We also see very high rates, almost 726 million interactions where customers interact with your post, be it liking it, be it clicking it on the product detail page that is linked to the post. Oops, sorry. And number 8, of course, 8% of we actually see, 8% of new user promotions visiting the store within 1 month of their first posting. So we highly see posts and stores as a package together. We highly recommend sellers to use it in conjunction so that you can also drive incremental traffic towards your stores as well. So getting started with posts, you can start very easily with 3 key steps. So you want to sign into your Amazon advertising platform and Seller Central. Then number 2, create a profile by verifying your brand name and uploading the brand logo. And number 3, start creating posts by uploading images, writing the description, and then tagging your related products. So some of the tips for using posts. How often should I make a post, right? Again, we highly recommend you to follow the same frequency as your social media plan. So the frequency at which you're uploading any kind of new images on Instagram, you can similarly schedule the post on Amazon. You can post multiple posts for the same product or for a variety of products. And it's again available on the mobile shopping app on the Amazon US website. So highly recommend sellers to optimize your posts for mobile as well. So best practices for mobile, usually one by one dimension, for example, should be implemented for Amazon posts as well. What should I post actually as a seller? So posts are a new format on Amazon. So while they typically focus on merchandising and the brand content, we actually encourage sellers to really experiment with different type of content to see what really engages customers. So A/B test, right? You can upload, essentially, if you're uploading a lipstick, try a lifestyle image and try a very product-centric content to A/B test which is generating more clicks, more orders for you, and then investing behind that on social media, for example. So this is something that we can consider as sellers. And of course, where to show your posts. Currently, brands using posts can be found on product detail pages for related brands, pages for other posts, and category-based post. So posts are again a great tool for you to drive traffic, not just to your product detail page, but also to your store. So getting started with posts, just a quick rundown in terms of how a post look like. Number one, there's the brand column. So here you'll be displaying your brand name and the logo of your brand. Then number two, of course, as with like social media, you want to upload beautiful, gorgeous custom images that showcase your product features and tell your stories on Amazon. Number three, you'll notice that the Amazon post function is very shopping optimized. So you can actually tag a related product that you're advertising under the product card, where you can display your details such as the price, the star rating, prime eligibility of the items featured in the post. Number four, of course, then this is where your creativity comes in. What is the title text? What do you want to highlight and help your brand highlight the product features, highlight the brand, and communicate a call to action, buy now, add to cart now. This is something you want to call out. Number five is the category tag. So Amazon automatically adds product category tags to your post as well. Then you click on the category tab to enter posts related to that category. Number six then is the follow button, which similar to Instagram, you're getting people to follow your brand account, so that this makes it easy for you to retarget consumers who have previously viewed your account, viewed your posts, so that they stay tuned when it comes to your latest brand launches, any of your brand sellers, or any featured promotions. Number seven, of course, is the show product icon. So clicking this link will hide or display a product card that shows in details such as your price, rating, and prime eligibility. So some practical tips when it comes to really kind of optimizing your posts, right? Number one is definitely the title. So use short words. Don't write an essay. Honestly, nobody has the attention span coming from a millennial / Gen Z. We know that people online have the attention span of a goldfish. So we use very short words, popular kind of like symbols or icons to capture people's eyeballs in a very short span of time. Essentially, don't include, contact details, because you can already link straight to your product. We don't recommend, for example, sellers to include your brand.com, because it's not optimized for that. Essentially, you should not really ask sellers to again like and share the post, because again, this is not the tool to like and share the post. Essentially, Amazon post directs traffic towards a very specific product detail page. That is where it's similar to Instagram, but unfortunately, it's also not the best way to promote your post. There's no such thing as like and share. So these are some of the best kind of advice we give. For images, feel free to pause here to kind of take a look, but essentially, you want to A/B test either lifestyle images or product-centric contextual kind of images. We support images in certain aspect ratios, like 1:1, 16:9, and 4:3. So you want to ensure that your product fit into these dimensions. When displaying in a carousel, the image will be centered and cropped to a square image. So again, don't experiment with extremely wide angle kind of custom images. And then of course, resolution, as always, the higher res, the better. At least minimum 640 by 640, and the maximum file size will be 100 MB for the images that you can upload. So these are the best practices for your images. Pet shop style posts cannot be reviewed, and they might be rejected. So it is not a tool to create a fake sponsored product ad. So we don't recommend sellers to upload, just pet shop style images. Number two, you also cannot upload individual logos. This is the place to bring out sexy, nice, beautiful brand lifestyle images. And number three, we also don't recommend extremely crowded pictures. You can make use of a carousel function, but squeezing 4 or 5 different images into one square tile is also not the best way to go, and it might actually confuse consumers as well. So these are some of the best tips for your posts. FAQ for posts. So how do I choose the placement of the post? So this is considered pretty organic. So you are automatically placed in the shopping stream and product detail pages based on relevance and consumer engagement. Your post will automatically appear as a subpage of the store as well. What is a feed? So the feed is essentially your shopping stream, right? It's like scrolling an Instagram feed. It's a series of custom shopping enabled posts published by a brand. So consumers can click through the brand feed to get to the product detail page. How do I measure the effectiveness of a post? So you can visit post.amazon.com to view your interactions, your reach, your viewable impressions, clicks, store clicks, follow clicks, and product detail pages for each post. And can social media teams be granted permission to post for brands? Yes, you can grant permissions to new users by selecting view and edit posts from the manage permission section of Amazon Seller Central. So what are some rules regarding the content of posts? Please search online post creative acceptance policy for requirements regarding your post content. But top of mind, as I mentioned earlier, no logos, no pack shots, and highly not recommended to squeeze too many images into one single image. Tried to access posts, but it doesn't work. So how can I start using it? So these, as I mentioned, are exclusive for brand owners and who have completed Amazon brand registry for selling in the US only. So please check if your store is associated, and you will receive a message that the brand signature, whether or not it's linked to the store, and you can then contact Amazon advertising customer support if there are any issues. Can posts be sent in video format? So currently video format is not supported. We actually only allow static images for the current beta phase. Can I create multiple posts for a product? Yes, we highly encourage you to create multiple different posts for selected products, and there is no limit on the number of posts you can upload. And when opening a post, will the profile logo be a brand logo or a product logo? So essentially, your profile logo on your post needs to be a registered brand logo or a social media icon that identifies your brand. The profile logo cannot be a pet shop or cannot be a lifestyle image. It needs to be something that is recognizable to your brand. So where will the post be displayed? It can be displayed essentially at the product detail page carousel, the store feed, category feed, and related feed. So that's where your post will appear and generate more traffic for you. So again, I won't dwell too long. These are top stellar China verbatims that you can pause and read at a later phase. And this is a very short section, but related to post is the follow button. So of course, you want to connect with your loyal customers with the follow button. So you'll see that actually more than 9 million unique users in the US follow brands on Amazon. So the hallmark of creating a successful global brand is essentially getting people to follow and to subscribe to your brand. So we highly recommend sellers to generate mechanisms to encourage people to click the follow button. This can be created by custom images in your store, within your post, like get them to draw an arrow and like click follow, or you can even gamify or create a mechanism to generate more followers. So essentially you get people to drive engagement and of course to stay tuned to any kind of new brand news, product updates, product launches. So this is a small but very powerful function that you can encourage your followers almost like social media to follow your brand on Amazon.
All right, I just share my screen. Let me know if you cannot see. So I hope you can see, because what I'm sharing is really a more detailed one-pager guide that we have from Seller University. So I'll keep it here for a couple of seconds. Please do scan the QR code over here. So in this document, right, there is a lot more obviously that we can't cover in like, just 60 minutes. There is a lot of other brand growth tools and other things available that you can read more about in this one-pager guide. So do head on and download this. It's a PDF that you can read on the go on your mobile. Okay, I hope everyone get to scan this. And next is the Q&A section. So very happy for all of you to be still around here. I know we are a little bit out of time, but don't worry, we'll still be here to address any questions that you have. So type away on the Q&A box, and Hui-Qi and I will be here to address any questions. Now, while you're typing, the October webinars is already up and live on our webinars and event page. So if you have not signed up, do head on to the first top left QR code to sign up now. And there is a lot of exciting topics. Now, if you think that there are any topics that you are really interested in and that we did not cover in any of our previous sessions, please let us know. Once you close the survey, once you close the webinar, there's a survey that you can do where you can type in your long suggestions and feedback for us to include any topics that you are interested to learn more, and we can do what we can to come up with the specific topic that you're interested in. All right, I don't see any questions anymore. So I guess we managed to address all the questions that you have. And I think that's going to be all we have for today. So we really enjoy hosting all of you. I will see you all in the next webinar together with Hui-Qi as well in the upcoming sessions regarding Amazon ads, on brand analytics, etc. So please do head on to sign up the webinar. Thank you, everyone. Goodbye.